Sports by Video.
Known as the Animal, he is easily one of the most recognizable wrestlers among Filipino fans. This is Lawrence for Inquirer.net, and here is our interview with the guy known as Batista. First up, I've been itching to ask you this question ever since I woke up this morning. Have you seen the movie The Wrestler?
I have, yeah.
What do you think of it?
That was a great movie. It was a little depressing, but yeah, it's a great movie overall.
Okay. In one of your interviews, you were quoted as saying that wrestling is storytelling. Maybe could you explain a bit, or maybe could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, just I always look at wrestling as this is really just stuff that was kind of passed down to me from like Ric Flair and Triple H, and it's not really so much about what moves you do, and it's not like a big stunt show in there. It's really it's storytelling. We're telling stories in the ring. We're telling who's a good guy, who's a bad guy, and it's just we try to make it as dramatic as possible, and because that's the stuff that really kind of draws the crowd in and gets them emotionally invested in the wrestling match. So that's what I believe we're doing in there. We're telling stories.
I read that one of your signature moves was traced back to your younger years as a break dancer. I mean,
right.
Is being a good dancer, does it help one to become a good wrestler as well?
I don't know if it helps. I really don't know. I guess it might have helped a little bit as far as my agility and kind of coordination, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to ever get in the ring and spin on my head or anything.
Could you share what is it about you that you find distinctively Filipino?
Yes. When people ask, I always jokingly say that my devastatingly handsome good looks.
Okay.
Which is just a joke, but I always, the one thing that I could that I picked up from my grandfather that I always respect and loved about him so much is that he was very driven. I always say he was a real hustler, he was a real go-getter. He was, and I think that it's, with a lot of Filipinos, they're just very driven. They just so I think that that one trait I think I definitely got from my grandfather, even so much as even more so than my father.
You mentioned a lot of Filipinos are driven as well.
Yeah.
What kind of message could you tell to especially the younger people, the youths who have
Right. Well, I'd say the one thing is that if you have a dream, dreams come true. And sometimes people, I think they give up on life, or they give up on their dreams, and I always tell them that I'm living proof that dreams can come true, and that you really, because my life still, it's a dream. And sometimes even when I'm in the wrestling ring performing in front of thousands of people, it's just like it's not real, but it's everything pays off, and you have to be consistent, and you have to be driven, you have to be willing to sacrifice and work hard, so that's what I tell people, and I really try to preach education, because that's one big regret I have in my life. I believe that education opens so many doors. That's why I'm constantly on my children, and luckily my youngest daughter, I really don't have to preach to her anymore, because she's such a good student. She's already got her life planned out, and but I think it's from the years of pounding in her head that you have to go to school. Because even for me personally, I'd probably, if I could, I'd be making a living, with my mind rather than beating myself up to death. But I think that's it. One thing I would preach to them: dreams come true. You have to be driven. You have to be willing to work. Nobody's going to hand you anything. And education. Go to school.
Okay. Well, is there anything or anywhere you'd like to see this time that you haven't, been to?
I'd really like to get out to see the beaches, but even again this time, we're just not going to have time. But actually, this trip we've gotten to get out and see more than in the past. But really, I just I kind of want to spend time with fans and visit fans and get out and meet as many people as possible, because that's what really makes this kind of special for me.
Speaking of fans, a lot of your fans could be interested in knowing where do you actually trace your roots here in the Philippines.
Right, and that's it's a good question too, and I'm ashamed to say that I haven't done enough to find out more about that. My grandfather's passed away 10 years now. And we were really close, but just when I was younger, I was just concerned with our relationship, not so much our heritage. I just never thought about it at that time. But Yeah, no. So if anybody, I'm sure, if somebody would research me a little bit, they would find out, and I'd love to know, and I'd meet with anybody who could tell me about, some of my relatives or, my history and my heritage here in the Philippines. I'm sure I have a lot of relatives here. Mabuhay, Philippines. Like I said, it's very good to be here again. I'm always proud and always humbled to come back and to the Philippines, and thank you for embracing me. WrestleMania, I believe, is going to air here on April 6th. As you know, WrestleMania is our biggest show of the year, and it's always kind of the biggest and best show of the year. People travel from all over the world, and it's a special year for us. It's 25th year anniversary of WrestleMania. So, and as I know of some of the matches that are on the card right now, I mean, it's going to be a hell of a show. I don't think I'm slated to be on the show, but God willing, I will be. And also on July 10th, SmackDown is going to come to Manila and perform live, and I'm going to pull a few strings, see if I can get myself on that show as well.